Hi there. Today we like to talk about one of the most interesting topic and the question which I used to hear a lot: how to save money as the international students. And before I start, I'm going to say that's it's very important, especially for the South Asian students, that we need to save as much as money possible when we are on the study trips towards any of these countries like Canada, Australia, and even US. So let me start today's video by giving you 10 important tips. And today I'll talk especially about Australia. So first thing is housing, sharing. As we used to say, that we need to share the housing as much as possible, and you can find house on the gumtrees, flatmates, and even once you have the house, and if you can even share it further with someone. But these two sites are very useful. Point number two is transportation. To be very honest, my first advice to the student is that they must stay near to their unis, because this is going to save a lot of their cost, because they never calculate the cost and the time which they spend while coming and going to the uni or to their work. And once they get down to the second year, they might prefer to go wherever they like to. But the first advice is that they stay as near as possible to uni, or even they can take hostels also, and which will be in end, if you compare the costing of the daily traveling and the time wastage, you will find the hostel is much more cheaper choice than staying very far away. Then the student must apply for the student concessions passes, which they get it from the different transportations, and they can get the pass by taking it from the unis. And then if the third choice, the third suggestion I would say, they can buy a bike, and the bikes they can have it from Kmart or a Gumtree. They can buy a second-hand bike from a Gumtree as well. And the fourth advice which I would like to give it to save money on the transportation is traveling on off-peak hours. Like there will be charges, like if you travel in the morning hours, let's say from morning 7 to 9:30 is the peak hours. So if you travel after 9:30, then you will definitely going to pay half of the price. The third point saving is grocery. In Australia, there are different stores like Coles, Woolworth, IGA, Aldi, and it's always better to buy a grocery on weekends, and you must sign up for let's say, for example, this point wise they give a cards like Flybuyers or rewards for the extra points, and whenever you do shopping, you must collect these points so that you can encash these points later on. And if you wanted to buy on any other days as well, so try to buy, if it is a fresh vegetables or fruits, try to buy end of the day, because end of the day there are a lot of sales going on. The fourth point, which I will say, clothing. Buy off season. Let's say for the winters you can buy in summers, for the summers you can buy in winters. There are a lot of discounts goes on. And Vinnie's and Salvos also gives you a lot of choices in Australia. You can have the used items from there, and then you can you can register your credit cards on a cashback, where you can get a lot of discounts or a lot of cashback on your cards if you're paying by cards. And you can do online shopping as well. And then there are special days in Australia, like let's say Boxing Day, Black Friday, Australian Day. So on these days there are huge discounts, and this is going on, so you can plan according to it, so you can save a lot of money. The fifth point which I will talk about is a banking. Try to register with those banks which gives you free account, so there's no charges to maintain your accounts. You need to spend some time with the bank, and NAB is one of it. If you take my advice, look for the bank which provide you the best interest rates as well, so you can talk to the different banks. And if you wanted to send money overseas, the bank really charge a lot of money. And so I would say there are two providers which are very good and they charge less. One is Western Union and other is MoneyGram. So you can use these two providers, Western Union and MoneyGram. They charge very less money of sending money to your parents or taking, if you wanted to bring the money in Australia. So the sixth point is eating out. Let's say it's better always to cook at your home, but sometimes you feel, there is a carving going on, like, okay, let me go out, let me have a party. So there are a lot of discounts, offers, and there are two websites which I will like to mention here. One is Groupon and other is Coupon. So these are the two websites. You can search on these two websites. There are a lot of discounts and offers which is going on these two websites. The eighth point is, which I would like to say, is haircuts and saloons. And out here you can always have a cheaper haircuts, and you can always find out on-site, online. And the second tip which I would like to say, register with a lot of hair cutting schools. They really need a models, and we don't find a models very easily. So you can get a great haircuts without paying any cost, and in some cases they pay you as well. So there you are doing both the things. And the next is entertainment. Entertainment is quite expensive in Australia, especially watching a movie. It's like $25 per person, but if you watch on weekdays, they are more cheaper. And college cards or the websites like Groupon and Coupon also gives a lot of offers to the students. And if you can regularly search on these websites, you can save a lot of money. And same in entertainment. Let's say if you keen to go down on parties in weekends, like drinking party. So my first advice is go a little earlier, because after 11 p.m. it will become more expensive. So if you're entering before 11 p.m., your entry ticket will be less and maybe free. Bring cash, take cash, because that will allow you to spend some limited amount. If there is a card, you are going to spend more money onto that. So coming to the next, ninth, that is textbook. Buy it from or take it from library. And if you do not, that book is mostly out of the stock. And if you do not have that, order it from the Gumtree as a second-hand book. And there is also, if you wanted to have softwares, let's say MS Office, which is quite expensive, but there is a free office software which is available on the site, that is LibreOffice, so you can get that. And for the last or the least, the gym. You need to be fit in Australia. So a lot of people, I normally advise people can go for a walk or running, but if you're very keen to join some gym, whichever council you stay in, so try to contact that council, and their clubs. Try to join those clubs first, because they are quite cheap and they can save your money. I hope these 10 suggestions can really change your life. As we always say in India, a penny saved is penny earned. I hope these 10 tips will be very useful for the new students as well as for the old. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Bye-bye.